Hello and welcome you guys to another video. In this video, I have a Nano Dimensions update that you definitely don't want to miss. If you're invested coming into 2021, or if you're thinking of investing in Nano Dimension, you have to stick around and see this video. I'm going to go over Ark Invest position, whether if they're selling or still buying, the CEO's vision for the future of Nano Dimensions. I'm also going to go over the dilution of the stock of the multiple stock offerings they continue to do, and just kind of paint a bigger picture to see if this is a great investing opportunity. Before we begin, let's take a look at where Nano Dimension has been in the past few months and all the different news and price action of the stock since the beginning of the involvement of Ark Invest. Make sure to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell to join our Options Temple community. And as always, timing is everything. Get notified so that you don't miss an opportunity. This is Nano Dimension's 6-month chart, and it was pretty flatline, trading between $1 to $2 at the beginning of the year up until September. And then we start seeing a lot of price action movement in October. And we're gonna start looking at where Cathie Wood started investing in this company heavily. She had a few 100,000 shares, if I'm not mistaken, around this time in August. But then somewhere around here, she started sizing up heavily in this company. And we started getting a pop. It ran up to around 286, pulled back at 221. I believe it was around this area where she started buying, and it was publicly announced. I also bought right around this area, around $2. I clearly remember buying underneath $3. And then we get another massive ramp up to $5. And then here we go again with the pullbacks. We get another ramp up, pullback, ramp up, pullback, ramp up, pullback. And I'm not exactly sure how many stock offerings Nano Dimension has made through the course of this rally, but I'm going to go in specific in the numbers they raised and how much capital they're holding. Before we get to that, I want to go over the market cap of the company. It's now a $1.5 billion company. It's trading right now at $9.14 after hours. And these are their blanket annually financials with the beautiful trend of negative net income decreasing and their revenue increasing. And not only that, they also just raised a ton of money. Their business structure is clearly in a uptrend, and on top of that, they have a huge buffer of capital that they were raising. That concerned me because they continue to dilute the investors. They continue to dilute the stock and raise a lot of capital, in which most cases, this is terrible news. They do it because they want to raise capital for their financials and debts. In this example, their financials are actually pretty strong and they continue to raise money. Let's take a look at Ark Invest holdings for this company. Let's start off with the beginning here. August 24th, they had around 147,000 shares of Nano Dimension. The purple line indicates the shares that they have accumulated, and the yellow is the price action of the stock. We don't see much action here, just a slight increase in the shares by a few thousand. We go up until September. Now they have 400,000 shares. We started around 150, so now they slightly more than doubled in just about 2 months. This is a pop I was talking about in the previous chart, where the stock rose to $2.86. This was that initial buy where it signaled in everyone's radar that Ark Invest just basically doubled their position in one day. And then we see the price action going up. I bought into this initial move here, and I sold maybe somewhere around this price out here. I'm gonna go a little bit later into my particular position. And then we don't see much Ark Invest doing here. The news came out, the price went up, and then it just flatlined. She let the price action continue, and then we start seeing a downturn. And as it continued to go down, what do we have here? We have a massive increase in her position. They were holding 486,000 shares on October 23rd. And then on October 26th, I believe this was probably a weekend, they acquired 1.8 million shares. Once again, they doubled down. And then we see a steady sideways trading. Once again, everybody took notice of the share increase, but the price action went sideways again for a few days as if nothing happened. We see a little pop here, and then we see a pullback. And every time we see a pullback, we just see a slight increase uptrend on their positioning. Now, we see another pop reaching new all-time highs at 586 on November. And as the stock was coming back down aggressively, Ark Invest once again did another major buy, about another 50% increase on their position. I don't know the exact dates, but I believe they did a stock offering here and here just by looking at the charts. They've been doing stock offerings to raise capital. They're taking advantage of the stock price rising by diluting the stock and offering new shares to raise capital, which is strategically very smart. But the reasons and the purpose why companies do this is very dangerous. And in this case, they have strong financials. So we're going to get to why they did it in a little bit later. As we continue to go up on the price action, Nano Dimension hits 750 at this point in early December. And it pulls back to $6. Again, possibly another share offering here. And what does Ark Invest do? They do absolutely the opposite. The lower it goes, the more aggressive they get. They keep on buying the stock. They have about 4 million shares in December, mid-December. And now, again, we see another massive rise and a pullback. I do remember this being another stock offering. At this point, I'm like, this company is just relentless about their stock offering and raising ridiculous amounts of capital. I was happy once I started seeing some of their stock offerings. I was happy I was out of the stock. I don't want to be part of a company where just because there's positive price action, they're going to take advantage of the shareholders and dilute the stock. This stock right now should have been about a $15, $20, $25 stock if it wasn't for these stock offerings, in my opinion. But the bigger picture and the train that I miss is that I should have continued to watch Ark Invest continue their position and sizing up and not selling. Even up until the end of the year, they still bought more shares. They were buying shares up until December 29th, which is ridiculous. They're not stopping. Make sure to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell to join our Options Temple community. And as always, timing is everything. Get notified so that you don't miss an opportunity. This article from the Motley Fool that was just released yesterday goes over why the stock soared 42.2% in December. In short, it's just basically stating here that the company revealed 10 of their customers had upgraded to its new 24/7 Dragonfly LDN machines in 2020. The announcement suggested that customers were seeing strong results from Nano Dimension's technologies and were willing to invest in upgrades despite pandemic-related headwinds. Now what? Despite the coronavirus pandemic prompting some companies to scale back on growth initiatives, there are signs of strong momentum in the board of semiconductor space. Nano Dimension's 3D printing technologies for the additive manufacturing of chips and advanced electronic components will likely see stronger demand in 2021, and the versatility of its machine suggests that the business may have a long runway for growth. For those not familiar with Nano Dimension, they are the first 3D printing company that prints boards with circuits integrated within the boards. It's a revolutionary product where a company previously would have to wait months to sample a particular model, when now with this technology of this 3D printer, you can have the same results in a matter of days. It cuts back on the time that you have to wait for the development of your new product, and it cuts back on the cost of your sampling, which is huge. They also stated, and they didn't specify, that a lot of huge defense armed companies around the world are using their technology. They're very private about their customer list due to security reasons. Currently, this is Ark Invest under the ARKK Holdings ETF. This is the 17th company in this ETF. I remember when they started buying, It was the last company in this ETF, and I slowly seen it just move up week over week, and it's currently on the 17th position. I think that this has the potential to still move up a few spots. I really doubt that it will replace any of the top 5 or 10 positions under this ETF, but it can possibly move another 5 positions. Now let's take a look why they continued to dilute the investors with numerous share offerings. Nano Dimensions in this article is stating that they're seeking to acquire a company and they're consulting with numerous banks to proceed. Here are the specific numbers. These are mind-blowing numbers considering that this company just a few months ago was probably like a $100 million company, and now it's like a $1 billion company. The company has raised another $250 million. This was just from December 28th, bringing it to $657 million, the amount raised since September. That is mind-blowing. They've raised more money than what the company was actually worth a few months ago. Now, on hand, $657 million. Why? Because they're going to acquire a competing or synergistic company that will add value to their production and rapid growth. So this is the bigger picture and strategy why Ark Invest does not sell and continues to buy, and why the stock continues to rise no matter how many times they dilute the shares and investors. Very interesting. I've never seen this before. So typically this is horrible news. You don't see stock offerings to this scale very often, if any. This is the first time I see this. This is just relentless conviction and confidence. Joseph, the CEO of the company, basically states in a recent video that I watched that Nano Dimensions doesn't have any competition and that they're doing this to strengthen the company's position. They are in a situation where their business is well structured financially and where they're solvent, and now they have a huge buffer of $657 million to strategically play with, and they have a moat. They are the only company that prints boards with the integrated circuits in the boards. So I believe this is why Ark Invest continues to buy relentlessly. It is an Israeli company, and I see a lot of companies coming out of Israel recently, and it seems to be a huge emerging market in the tech world. Because not only have I seen this company, I've seen others. Now I want to go over my position just for a little entertainment. This is just a history of my involvement with Nano Dimensions. On October 26, I had acquired a total of 2,350 shares. I'm not sure what my average price was, but regardless, I sold them at $3.23. I was buying this at $2.49, $2.84, $4, $4.14. So I was cost averaging into a huge position. And as I heard about the dilution and the price action, I lost confidence and I started investing in other companies. And this was a big mistake. This was a winner. I still trade the company and I still buy options on it from time to time. So I'm concluding, this is definitely a tradable company, and this is definitely a great investment for a long-term position. I'm highly considering in 2021 selling some of my other positions to go back in this company and possibly buying 1,000 shares tomorrow. That's pretty much it for this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more trading and investing ideas. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is for entertainment purposes only. I trade and invest very aggressively for rapid growth according to my risk tolerance.